Alright, hello and welcome to my indie game devlog. And I'm making a game called Square Slash, and a lot has changed since last time, I guess. So here's what I have so far, and this is running on my actual Android phone. So yeah, Square Slash. So you can hear there's a song playing now, and that is a song which is made by my friend, and his link will be in the description of his YouTube channel. And right off the bat, you can see that uh, there's a song playing, right? So I'm able to support songs now, and there's a class actually. There's a class right here that would be able to play songs and like pause and clean up the song when we're done, so we can load like whatever song that we want to load later. And then second thing to notice is, if you look at this scene, you can see that there are two things, right? Like one is like a square that is like cut on the top left, and then the other one is just a triangle. So actually, if you line them up, they're like the same. Like they create like a perfect square. So I was just doing this to test the cutting thing. So we're able to cut the squares now, which is cool. And the way I'm doing that is I modified the shader to take like, so I'm converting a world space to texture coordinate space, and then I'm passing it into the shader, and then the shader will check which part of the line a pixel is in. If it's on one part, it would just discard it, and then if it's on the other, it would render it. So by doing that, we can cut the square using any line we want. We can cut it in the middle, we can cut it in the corners, we can cut it anywhere we want. So that's pretty cool. And then the next thing you can see, I'm able to render to an off-screen buffer now. I'm able to render to an off-screen buffer, and I made like a frame buffer class for that. And it's, let's see, refraction buffer, it's here. See, this is the class name, off-screen color buffer. Let's open it up. So there's this thing, it just creates a frame buffer, and then we can bind the frame buffer, we can unbind it, and then once we draw on it, we can bind it as a texture to a different shader, so we can use it for like post-processing. And that I'm using it over here. There, if you can see like the top part, the blue and red thing at the top, that is when the squares pass through it, it's like a little bit blurred, and that is the effect of the off-screen buffer, the frame buffer object. I used it to render the scene. So first I rendered this one line that is like red and blue from the bottom left corner. That's just for a line drawing thing. I thought I might need it later, so I just kept it in there. And then next thing I render is the cube, like the squares. And then after the squares, I take it to an off-screen buffer, and then I blur it. And then when I'm rendering this blue and red thing at the top, I just apply the texture that I blurred to it, and then I just render it, and like selecting which part of the screen a pixel is in. And like sampling from that blurred buffer. So yeah. So yeah, so that's what I'm using the off-screen buffer for, and I still have this scene just to check if everything's working. So that's good. Um, what else do I have? So we have, yeah, we can play music. We can render to an off-screen buffer now. We can cut the sprites now. So that's a lot of changes from like last time, right? So yeah. Peace.